He fucking no.
Erica's voice quivered as she took the stage of allegations, stating that Mendeecees had been concealing more than secrets in his fancy bags. She accused him of planning an elaborate and narcotic smuggling gang operates directly beneath everyone's eyes. Fans are astonished. Whispers are spreading like wildfire on social media as photographs of Mendeecees and Yandy glamorous events clash with this spectacular bombshell. When video evidence emerged of Erica approaching Mendeecees on stage, emotions ran high. Her eyes were flaming with betrayal, and Yandy remained transfixed. The discovery plainly left her dumbfounded. The family was left split. Some gathered with Mendeecees, who felt Erica was clutching at sensational headlines. Others wondered whether years of hearsay had finally turned into truth. Insiders allege Erica identified unusual shipments tied to Mendeecees' contacts, and the police have allegedly launched a covert investigation. Meanwhile, Yandy's close friends report that she is caught between devotion and heartbreak, unable to reconcile the guy she loves with the picture Erica created. Fans sought evidence, and Mendeecees' staff issued a categorical denial, calling the charges ridiculous and unsubstantiated. But as Erica threatened to uncover the receipts, everyone is left wondering, is this the demise of a reality star empire, or the most dramatic chapter in a long-running feud? Fingers trembled against the satin fabric of her dress as she repeated the clip in her memory. The silence of the backstage corridor, a flurry of paparazzi flashes, the moment she cornered Mendeecees with her voice, barely above a whisper but filled with iron. "What is hidden in those bags you carry onto the plane?" she demanded, her eyes flaming. His grin had flared for a few seconds before settling into strained calm. "You're making a scene," he said, his voice low and chilly. "You're not sure what you're talking about." But she knew. Erica had discovered a breadcrumb trail of late-night shipments, plastic-wrapped bundles labeled with cryptic codes, arriving in the middle of night to the same warehouse where Mendeecees' buddies allegedly kept promotional materials. Every piece of information she discovered seemed like a knife piercing further into the picture of the happy reality star family. She approached him, and her emotions ran hot. Accusations fly forth like bullets. "You have been lying to everyone. We've been transferring merchandise for months." Yandy, trapped in the eye of the storm, keeps quiet, her customary belligerent pose reduced to startled stillness. Fans are astonished. Commentators chime in speculation. Was Yandy in on it? Did she suspect anything at all? Social media erupted with indignant responses and sympathetic screams. Some said Yandy deserved more, while others muttered that this was Erica's a frantic attempt for attention. According to inside sources, Erica's inquiry started when she discovered Mendeecees' freshly bought fancy baggage was stolen from their closet. She eventually discovered a concealed chamber that was ingeniously designed to trick even the most discerning eye. Inside, she found little vials of white substance and threatening letters stamped with a brass seal from a notorious smuggling gang. Her pulse raced as she clutched the proof, torn between terror and righteous rage. That night, amid the lights of the dressing room, Erica phoned Yandy's phone number, voice wavering. "I need to show you something. This is about your hubby." The connection became dead, save for Yandy's gentle cries before she said, "I'm on my way." When Yandy arrived, Erica was pacing, holding the damning packets. "What's going on?" Yandy questioned, her eyes crimson. Chayed it all out, watchful for any flicker of betrayal on Yandy's face. Instead, she replied, seeing shock and despair. "Are you sure?" Yandy's voice broke. "This can't be genuine." Erica forced the proof into her hands, and Yandy's world began to collapse. Later, when Erica detailed the series of transactions, she looked through bank statements and quiet phone conversations. Yandy dropped to the floor, tears forming on her hands. "How could he?" she whispered. Meanwhile, Mendeecees' devoted followers rallied around him, rejecting Erica's discoveries as fabrications. A close friend issued a statement describing the claims as ridiculous and utterly untrue, advising people to disregard harmful rumors, yet murmurs continued. Passengers on private planes reported seeing suspicious parcels. A flight attendant given anonymity, she said she was given hush money to remain silent. Fans are amazed that someone so popular could keep such secrets. Tensions rose when a brief video of Mendeecees shouting with a close colleague surfaced. A thin guy wearing dark sunglasses stands outside an upscale club before early. Erica knew the guy from the shipment records she had seen. The footage has elevated shouts and quick gestures suggested terror and treachery. Blurred audio recorded him saying, "They're coming too near." Yandy addressed Mendeecees again backstage. "We have to move tonight." This time, her voice quivered with wrath and despair. "Who is he? What is he to you?" she questioned. His attention shifted to the exit, as if looking for an escape route. You don't understand, he said, his voice tight. This is greater than us. She shook her head, astonishment giving way to determination. I don't care what size it is. I won't be kept in the dark, but Mendeecees walked. Yandy and Erica regained their composure. A rival network's camera team caught the scene, ensuring that within minutes, the world would watch Yandy's broken poise beamed over every screen. Other reactions came in, as family members wrote ominous notes on as the crisis progressed. Fans took sides, with some urging togetherness and others warning of coming treachery. Some others created collages of prior happy times with Mendeecees and Yandy, claiming it was all a mistake, while others studied old interviews for hints of remorse, pointing to momentary emotions of shame or discomfort. Mendeecees supporters condemned Erica's ambition, while others commended her boldness in exposing a complex web of falsehoods within the pandemonium. Erica convened a news conference in a downtown loft, her nerves frayed from months of sleepless hours dedicated to uncovering the truth. She outlined a chronology, from shipping documents to intercepted phone conversations, her voice steady. I did not come here to sensationalize. I came here to safeguard a lady I care about from a web of deception. Photographers snapped frantically as she revealed a folder full of paperwork. The tension was evident, and a hush fell as she played. A taped discussion between Mendeecees and one of his accomplices. The companions' voices were muffled, but their words were clear. We're leaving at midnight, and no one will ever know. Gasps erupted across the room as journalists hurried to record every detail. Erica stopped, allowing the gravity of the discovery to sink in. Yandy wailed softly behind her, face buried in her hands, reflecting the saga's inner turmoil. Outside the theater, people gathered behind velvet ropes, waving placards that said, "Justice for Yandy," and "Stop the Lies." The paparazzi screamed questions like hungry birds ready to sample the latest controversy. Why come forward now? They asked Erica. She straightened her shoulders because some realities can't wait. Inside social media, hashtag trended, hashtag Mendeecees, CI sex. Despite the passion, several recommended caution, reminding followers that hashtag YANDDY deserves better and hashtag Erica is courageous. Rumors arose that individuals close to the family were gathering to devise a response plan, despite the fact that the charges are not proven. While some speculated that a formal inquiry had started discreetly as night fell, a private note from Yandy to her closest friend was revealed. I never realized that loving someone could feel like betrayal, and her sheer candor shocked the fan. Basra's drive remained unwavering as she pursued each new clue, humanizing her anguish and eliciting pity from even the most dubious spectators. A new twist, a mystery list of offshore accounts, a coded ledger discovered in Mendeecees' house, and eyewitness claims of covert drop-offs. Each discovery increased the emotional stakes, resulting in a depiction of a woman divided between devotion and truth. The night air buzzed with excitement. As everyone we anticipated Mendeecees' next move, would he come clean and face the consequences, or would he maintain his denials? Would Yandy find the resolve to stick by her spouse, or build a new road alone? The answers remain cloaked in mystery, keeping viewers fascinated and seeking more. As the city woke up, phones buzzed with overnight alerts, and Erica sat alone in her apartment, repeating the taped conversation over again. We travel at midnight, and Yandy must never know. Those words resonated like a judgment, and she looked at her phone. Dozens of missed calls from journalists, friends, and even strangers seeking suggestions. Each ring seemed like a pulse, alerting her that the storm she unleashed showed no indication of Mendeecees retired to his own room in a high-rise hotel. Surrounded by supporters whispering plans in low tones, one counsel urged for a complete confession in order to save what remained of his reputation. Another demanded a furious refusal, claiming that admitting anything would be a public execution. Mendeecees walked the length of the room, peering out at the cityscape with his reflection fragmented across the glass. What do I do now? He mumbled, his voice empty. How can I persuade her that I am not the monster she accuses me of being? Back at Yandy's mansion, she sprang up from the floor where she had been crying the night before. Each layer was a shard of treachery, as her staff of and security stood by awkwardly. In their positions, the beauty seemed like a distant memory. They lingered as she changed clothes, her eyes remote. Cameras rolled outside, catching with each click. Yandy felt the weight of public expectation crushing down. Could Erica, motivated by a desire to, with a feeling of purpose, she resolved to investigate more. She contacted the anonymous flight attendant, who hinted at hush money. They gathered under the veil of secrecy in a dimly lit cafe at the outskirts of town. They paid me to stay quiet, the attendant admitted, voice shaking. But after witnessing your tales, I can't live with the guilt. I have actual flight records, timings, and passenger manifests. Erica's heart accelerated. This was the kind of smoking gun proof that would disprove denials. At the same moment, Yandy got a cryptic message from an unknown number. Meet me in the old warehouse at midnight. I have evidence. Her heart raced with terror and fascination. Was this a trap set by Mendeecees' agents to undermine Erica? Or might it be a true confidant giving salvation? After pacing for hours, she went out under the cover of darkness, motivated by a need to discover answers for herself. As Yandy reached the meeting place in the warehouse neighborhood, her footfall reverberated against the corrugated metal. A lone man appeared from the shadows of a former colleague of Mendeecees, his face hidden by a sweatshirt. You wanted proof? He rasped and handed over a sealed package. Before she could ask him, he fled into the darkness, hands trembling. Yandy examined the box, which included images of freight containers branded with Mendeecees' logo, invoices designated secret, together with a video recording showing a covert trade under a bridge. She fell to her knees, emotions of relief and sadness merging. News of Yandy's covert rendezvous spread almost immediately. Fans are stunned that she would risk it. Safety in pursuit of the truth. Speculation increased. Was she willing to disclose more? Some accused her of arranging a publicity hoax, while others celebrated her courage on social media. Yandy leads exposed trended, overwhelming feeds with encouraging words and crazy notions alike. When Mendeecees learned of Yandy's single expedition, they burst in wrath. Escorted by security into his hotel's marble lobby, he demanded to know who had deceived him. She is digging her own grave, he snarled at his teammates. Find the informant and shut her down. His comments had a chilling threat, driving anxiety through his inner circle. Whispered conversations evolved into warnings. We are in unknown terrain. Erica, feeling danger approaching, coordinated with Yandy security to ensure that the warehouse video and aircraft records reach a prominent investigative blog. As the site publicized its findings, the scope of the operation became obvious. Coordinated shipments across numerous states, coded messages mentioning high-profile events, and cash traces that link back to shell firms. The disclosure struck shockwaves, with law enforcement sources indicating a formal investigation. In the middle of this pandemonium, DC published a video statement made in his living room. His look was calm, but his voice was desperate. He argued that these claims are unfounded. A wicked effort to harm my family. I am willing to comply with any inquiry to establish my innocence. However, behind him, trophies and family photographs seemed to be only a background to a disintegrating facade. Viewers noticed a minor tremble in his hand while holding the. His previously confident swagger has been replaced with a script and murmurs of anxious defense. Yandy saw the video alone. Her reflection contrasted with his words. Part of her wanted to believe him, to hold on to the guy she married. Another portion felt emancipated as the truth was finally revealed. She texted Erica a simple message. We need to discuss. Their chat, albeit short, was like a lifeline tossed across rough seas. Erica replied, firm, we confront them together. The blog's exposé included an interview with the flight attendant, whose disguised voice described the hush money and the terror that kept her mute. Each paragraph of the text emphasized the realism of the smuggling operation, leaves little room for doubt. This isn't tabloid fodder, the author concluded. It's a tale of lying at the highest levels. Comments poured in. Some readers requested swift arrest. Others pleaded for compassion, wondering if redemption was possible. As the sun fell below the horizon, a private plane carrying Mendeecees landed at a discreet airstrip. Waiting cars took him to an unknown destination. Rumors spread that he was meeting with a top-tier legal team to prepare for war. Supporters organized a gathering outside when the summons arrives. Go to the courthouse. Remained unclear, but banners saying free men and stop the smear campaign. Already decorated vehicles and placards inside a dimly illuminated command center. Erica and Yandy collaborated with an experienced crisis manager. They planned the following moves. I'd collect additional eyewitnesses, get legal counsel for Yandy, and prepare for the chance that this struggle may cost them both everything. Yandy's eyes shone as she glanced at Erica. I never thought you'd become my ally in this, she said quietly. Erica squeezed her hand, determined that no matter what occurred, they would stand together. Meanwhile, the family became separated. As public opinion shifted, Mendeecees' siblings published comments calling for peace, while Yandy's relatives commended her fortitude. Childhood pals weighed in with nostalgia for earlier times, bemoaning the loss of innocence. Aunts and uncles take sides at family gatherings. New wounds are emerging from old ones. What started as a happy relationship between two reality stars has devolved into a battlefield in which trust was the most critical victim. Later that night, Erica went over every clip, document, and piece of evidence she'd collected. Fatigue pulled at her eyes, but she persisted. Mendeecees' network was mobilizing somewhere in the shadows, and she knew the next 24 hours would be pivotal. She closed her laptop resolutely. Click. They're not going to silence me, she reasoned. Not tonight. As the city lights flickered outside her window, the prospect of more discoveries weighed thick in the air. Ensured that the Erica pushed record again, knowing that the drama had not yet ended. As the phone conversation ended, the chilly click of disconnection echoed through the quiet of the safe home. Dawn's gray light poured through the slats, creating striped shadows on the table, which was scattered with paperwork and electronics. The weight of yesterday night's disclosures was thick in the air, but neither. The woman wavered. Yandy put the phone in her pocket and took a hesitant breath. We can't let him intimidate us, she continued, her tone quiet but stern. Erica nodded, her eyes ablaze with determination. We've got evidence. We have witnesses. Now we need a strategy to expose the network. They spent the morning going over the anonymous texts Erica had received. The gala tip was marked in red ink on a slip of paper. Beneath it, a hurriedly written note, use the insider's pass. Erica ran her finger down the page. That pass belonged to Mendeecees' former assistant, she muttered. The one who vanished last month. Yandy's brow furrowed. If we can acquire it, we can sneak in unnoticed. Their approach was based on infiltrating the charity event, setting up covert cameras, and recording any evidence of coded transactions or unusual HD offs. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to them, Mendeecees held his own crisis conference at the hotel suite. His legal counsel paced as his publicist wrote talking points. One by one, they attempted to build a victimization narrative. Erica as an envious ex. Yandy as a lady duped by sensationalized rumors. However, when Mendeecees examined Erica's picture on his phone, wrath flared in his eyes. They think they can destroy me, he said angrily. But I'll turn it around. He drummed his fingers on the mahogany table, the cadence like a pulse contemplating retribution. Later, that Erica and Yandy met with a tech expert in a discreet vehicle parked a few streets from the gala location. The expert placed a small camera to Yandy's clutch and inserted a microphone into Erica's earring. You'll have 30 minutes of clear footage, he claimed before giving them the gear. By the battery, Yandy secured the earring and felt the little gadget settle on her skin. This feels like a spy movie, she said. Erica gave a wry grin. Except that our opponent exists. As darkness neared, the gala's crimson carpet unfolded under a canopy of glittering lights. Guests in shimmering dresses and stylish tuxedos posed for photographs. Unaware of the drama developing behind the scenes, Yandy slid from the vehicle and joined the throng. Erica stands at her side in a sleek black outfit made to blend into the darkness. They walked like phantoms to the backstage area, where the charity auction exhibits and VIP lounges were covered behind thick curtains. Heavy drapes, inside laughing and clinking drinks created a misleading atmosphere. Erica approached a table filled with invitation cards and program books. She quickly recovered the missing assistant's signature. The admission pass is a distinct symbol carved in gold foil. She slipped it inside her handbag and exchanged glances with Yandy. This is our ticket, she muttered. They moved past groupings of high-profile guests. Mendeecees was anticipated to make a keynote presentation at any time, taking care not to attract attention. Whispers in the audience stated he would announce a huge collaboration, providing even another diversion. Ra and Yandy escaped the chaos by hiding behind a velvet rope and into a service hallway. As catering workers rushed by carrying plates of champagne, their hearts raced as they searched the corridor for a security checkpoint or a staff-only access to the main ballroom. Suddenly, a familiar voice called out from around the corner, Yandy. Erica's breath hitched when a neatly dressed M approached and examined their clothing. I apologize, lady. I do not recognize you. Yandy displayed the assistant's permit, flashing it with a trembling hand. The man's countenance changed from distrust to polite deference. Of course, please follow me. Relief washed over them as he took them through a curtained entrance into the center of the gala. The ballroom opened like a fairy tale. Crystal chandeliers cascading floral arrangements, and a stage draped with a towering backdrop featuring the charity's insignia. Mendeecees stood on the platform, flanked by smiling helps. His voice was pleasant as he talked about charitable objectives and community development. Erica and Yandy settled into seats at a huge banquet table. Their secret gadgets hummed quietly against their skin, while crass from local news stations caught every moment. broadcast the shining facade to millions of viewers. As the speech completed, the audience applauded. Mendeecees grinned and bowed graciously. Moving behind him, a suited person approached a guy whose profile matched images in Erica's files. The guy gave Mendeecees a sealed envelope. Erica's breath caught once again. She leaned closer Yandy and said, "That's him, his crier." The guy withdrew into the crowd as fast as he had emerged, leaving only faint sounds of illicit activity. Erica and Yandy exchanged determined glances. What are their chances? They quietly triggered the camera in Yandy's clutch, focusing on the podium. Using codes Erica intended to touch Yandy's arm. For now, only 2 quick taps. While the room hummed, Yandy rose up and lifted her glass as they exchanged toasts. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said, her voice calm but loud enough to cut through the hum, "I have a personal statement." Mandy's grin wavered, replaced with a blink of perplexity. Guest muttered. Yandy looked at him, emotion flashing across her eyes. "I liked this because," she said, "but tonight, I stand here. Not simply as a supporter, but as someone looking for the truth." Gasps echoed around the audience. Erica rose alongside her and spoke clearly. "We have proof, film, papers, and witnesses to criminal activity associated with shipments assisted by this organization." Gasps transformed into yells of horror. Mendeecees' aides are pushed close. Their remarks were a muddled symphony of denial and dread. Security personnel have moved in. But Yandy raised a hand. "We're not done," she said. Erica held up the phone is live broadcasting the moment. Attendees got out their phones. Yandy's camera recorded the encounter. Clutch grabbed the sealed packet now lying on the pedestal, its gold foil gleaming beneath the lights, and loud murmur erupted as people recognized the courier's pass imprinted on it. Mendeecees moved forward, their faces pallid. "This is slander," he screamed. "You have no right." But Erica cut him off, playing a recorded clip from her concealed microphone. The courier's quiet voice filled the room. "Deliver them, and make sure no one raises questions. The gala's elite will safeguard the secret." The stillness that followed was electrifying. Guests recoiled with startled eyes. Some went away, disgusted. Others looked at Mendeecees and his associates with renewed suspicion. Yandy's heart hammered among the turmoil. She glanced around. Journalists take notes, cameras worry, and lawyers chat quietly. The gala's glamour had given way to a stage of controversy. Mendeecees' defense team rushed forward, fists up, but security stopped them. Mendeecees' voice cracked, attempted to plate the audience. "This is a misconception. I prove it." His claims fell flat in the face of live-streamed proof. Erica helped Yandy to the exit. She kept her phone focused on the developing event. "We have what we need," she said softly, relief mixed with adrenaline. Outside, the chilly night air was explosive. Reporters crowded around them as they exited from the rear door, yelling questions. "What happens next?" One person sobbed. Erica raised her hand, voice firm. "We turn everything over to the authorities." As they slid into a waiting vehicle, they were surrounded by flashes and shouting. Engines roared to life as they rushed away. Yandy placed her head against the window, tears of tiredness and victory forming on her cheeks. Erica sat beside her phone, still filming the retreat. "This is just the beginning," she whispered quietly. Yandy nodded, her eyes riveted on the passing lights. She said, "It's the beginning of the end." And at that instant, both ladies realized they had destroyed the illusion and forced a reckoning that no one could avoid. The automobile crept away. Tires hummed on the damp pavement as they disappeared into the darkness, leaving behind blazing lights and yelling reporters. Erica sat straight behind Yandy, her phone still filming the retreat, documenting every word in case it became necessary. Yandy's fingers shook while typing a message. "New safe housing and secure line." Erica nodded and put the phone into the back seat, where their lawyer was crouching, already going through digital folders. Inside the safe haven, screens displayed live feeds of mocking headlines: charitable gala scandal, Mendeecees' demise, Yandy's treachery. The legal team assembled. Their features were pallid beneath the fluorescent lights. An attorney cleared his throat. "We need to act quickly. Authorities verified that they had launched an inquiry based on your evidence. Subpoenas might be issued as early as tomorrow." Yandy's breath caught. "Tomorrow," she muttered. Erica stretched out and gripped her hand. "We expected this. We will be ready." Outside, Mendeecees paced in his own crisis bunker. His publicist's voice increased, expressing calculated terror. "The narratives are slipping. We need a counter-release. Perhaps reveal that Erica previously attempted to extort you." Mendeecees shook his head, perspiration beading on his forehead. "No, I can't do it. It will seem desperate." His lawyer had his arms folded, interjected. You must demonstrate strength. Claim you are the true victim of a slander. Campaign Mendeecees clenched her jaw. Then we do it. The following morning, investigators came at Yandy's estate with a warrant. Journalists flocked like vultures to take computers and documents, photographing unarmed cops entering the gates. Yandy stared from a curtained window, pulse racing, as her world shifted beneath the weight of television attention. Erica stood behind her, her voice low. Remain calm. We followed all of the procedures. Yandy nodded, but worry persisted, not of exposing, but of losing her life. She knew. Meanwhile, a fresh leak appeared online. An anonymous blog was published. Erica allegedly had a sexual relationship with Mendeecees before dating Yandy, implying a jealous motivation. Commentary arose, causing a new division among supporters. Some condemned the smear tactics, while others saw scandal where none existed. Erica browsed through the venomous posts, lips pressed thinly. He'll try anything, she mumbled. Yandy leaned in. It only shows how desperate they are. In a poorly lighted parking in the garage, an unmarked vehicle sat motionless by a damaged post. Inside, a flight attendant turned whistleblower held a hefty packet. I got more, she said quietly, getting into the passenger seat. Flight records, audio from the private plane, and names of shell corporations. Erica grabbed the folder. Her pulse was racing. We will provide this to the FBI liaison. The attendant exhaled. Be cautious. Someone is watching. By lunchtime, subpoenas arrived and investigators went on the warehouses where Erica originally discovered the evidence, as well as the headquarters of the shell firms. Cameras followed them as they numbered containers and gathered manifest data. Curt and efficient. To FBI.